Early on afternoon news, we heard about the plight facing mine workers at the Optimum Coal Mine in Mpumalanga. They don't know what the future holds, and it's not clear whether they'll be paid tomorrow or whether they'll even have jobs if the mine is sold. eNCA's Merwe has been following that story for us. He's back with us now. Merwe, it seemed bizarre to me today that workers just a day before payday were still wondering whether they were going to collect those paychecks or not. Did they get any answers at all?
Well, Joanne, they have been left in the limbo. They do not know whether they'll be paid tomorrow or they won't. If you'd remember the issue surrounding Kulubuse Zuma and the Aurora, we may have a repeat of that here. But I just want us to just listen to this piece or bite that George van der Merwe, the CEO of Optimum Coal Mine, said about these workers' salaries tomorrow. Whether he did not confirm whether they'll get them or they won't get them. Let's just take a listen to this one.
On the payments for tomorrow, of course, as you know, we have paid you since the beginning, from January, all the way up into even as much as the 15th of this month. We have released your interim payments to you for the salaries of tomorrow. Trust me, the team is busy having a discussion now with the banks. They're busy having a discussion now with the vendors so that this money can be released. I will be able to update you, and we do believe that we'll be successful in it. But I today cannot commit to you anything that today I do not have the 100% to answer for.
So George van der Merwe there addressing workers earlier on, giving them no clarity. Do we know, first of all, this issue that he brought up of the banks and the litigation around that, is that going ahead?
Look, all he said is that his head office, the Tegeta head office here in Sandton, is busy trying to sort out the issue. You'd also understand that I've been speaking to a number of within the Oak Bay Investments Group. Some of the workers at Infinity Media, the NN7s and UTNA, they get paid through the vendor banking society, VBS. So they may be engaging with VBS as the Bank of Baroda is closing their accounts by the end of the 31st of March. In fact, Tegeta employees or Optimum Mines are no longer even paid by the Bank of Baroda. So there's that uncertainty when it comes to their salaries tomorrow. But he did not go into any detail of how their engagements are with the banks. Yesterday we were at the mine. They said the general manager of the mine, Howard Pierce, said that the CEO, George van der Merwe, is currently in Johannesburg trying to engage with the banks to find a solution on how to pay the employees. Well, it's just not even 24 hours away before people get paid. Some were supposed to get paid by 12 o'clock this afternoon. They've not yet been paid. But the other interesting thing he says that they've not been paid by Eskom for any of the coal they've been sending to the power utility for the past 6 or so months. Let's just take a listen to how he says that he's under attack from all the state-owned enterprises.
So you must understand the business model of this mine was based on revenue which we receive, a calculated revenue which we would receive from Eskom internally. It was based on export sales, and as we were doing since 2016, 2017, we were exporting in excess of 350,000 tons a month of export. Since then, Transnet has not supplied me with trains. I cannot export anymore. There has come no revenue from Eskom. Eskom is not paying me anymore.
So the obvious question is, why hasn't Eskom paid them for the last few months then?
Well, the interesting part which he says is that all of this action is taking place in 2018, why it did not take place in 2017. One could only draw up conclusions that what happened at the ANC conference in December and all the action that's taken place against the Gupta family and their businesses come January 2018 when there was a new sheriff in town. He's basically saying even at Eskom, they are under siege. At Transnet is no longer giving them trains to export their coal to other SADC countries. He's basically alluding to the same narrative script used by the former president of the country and of the ANC of saying there are external forces at play here who are trying to destabilize his government and also throw back those whom he perceives as his friends.
Merwe, it's a very convoluted story indeed. Thank you for helping us understand that. Well, after